Is Vaman Dwadashi. And so it was Sugiti's great desire that we also discuss a little bit about Vaman Dev. And so we hear about Vaman Dev. There is a very wonderful temple in Kanchipuram which we have visited a couple of times of Vaman Dev. And Vamana appeared from the womb of Aditi, and Kashyapa Muni was the son. And when Vamandev appeared, he appeared with conch shell, disc, club, and lotus. That is how he appeared from the womb of Aditi, in the completely transcendental form. His bodily hue was blackish. He was dressed in yellow garments. So that's how he appeared. And there are little different description in different places. So in Treta Yuga, there was this king called Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj was born in the family of Daityas, demoniac people. So he was born in that, but he was very, very devoted to the Lord. He was a great devotee of the Lord. And he would sing many Vedic hymns to please him. He'll perform so many homas and sacrifices to please the Lord. He in fact worshipped the Brahmanas and engaged in daily sacrifice. So he was a great devotee. But what happened? He got into a quarrel with Indra. So Indra, we know, is the king of heaven, and Bali Maharaj had a quarrel with him. And as a result of that quarrel, there's a big fight, and Indra was vanquished. And Bali Maharaj could conquer heavens. And so for the, which is almost impossible, but Daityas ruled over the whole heavenly planets. And the Devatas were all actually pushed out. So sometimes, because this question may arise that why Lord would cheat his devotee. So we need to understand from several perspectives. One, Indra was given that position. Indra was given that opulence of heavens. By whom? By the Supreme Lord. So actually Supreme Lord himself had given that position, that wealth, that opulence to Indra, and that was taken away by Bali Maharaj because of that quarrel. So all the Devatas, if there is any problem in their life, they remember their boss, and that is why they are called devotees. In our case, whenever we have a problem, we don't know where to go. We don't know who's our real boss. Our real boss is Krishna. So Devatas always remember that. So they had this problem of Bali Maharaj exiting them from the heavenly planet. So they all went along with their spiritual master, Brahaspati. They went to the Lord and they requested, and then Lord agreed. Okay, because of this I will appear. So that's how Vamandev appeared. And after his appearance, he immediately proceeded for the Yagyashala. So where was this Yagyashala? It was on the northern side of Narmada river. So I'm sure we would have heard of Narmada river. So on the northern side of Narmada river, there was this Bhrigu Kacha. That was the name of the place where the descendants of Bhrigu Muni were performing, the Brahmanas were performing the rituals of the fire sacrifice for Bali Maharaj. So this is where it was, Bali Maharaj sacrifice was going on, and Vamandev came. So Vamandev was looking exceptionally charming and beautiful. He was wearing a belt. You can see that small belt there. So he was wearing that belt made of munja straw. He was wearing an upper garment of deer skin, a sacred thread. He was carrying a danda and an umbrella. You can see that umbrella and a water pot. So this is what he was carrying. So he came in the form of a brahmachari boy. So he appeared there, and there was so much effulgence from the body of the Lord that all those great Brahmanas doing these sacrifices, their effulgence, those Brahmanas also were effulgent, but their effulgence completely disappeared in front of the effulgence of the Lord. And so when Bali Maharaj saw Vamandev appear in that arena, he immediately worshipped him by washing his lotus feet. He washed his lotus feet and he took that water and put it on his head. And then he thought that now, today, all my ancestors have actually been really glorified, because I could, on their behalf, respect and welcome such an effulgent personality. So he was still not very clear that he is Vishnu. So then Bali Maharaj inquired about Vaman Dev's well-being. So when such a effulgent personality came, Bali Maharaj immediately inquired that how is everything, and he said, what can I offer you? Because Bali Maharaj was also very charitably disposed. So can I give you some money, some jewels, anything that you may desire, I will give you. So very famously, Vaman Dev said, "O Daityaraj Bali, please give me just 3 steps of land. Just 3 steps of land in charity. Such a small piece of land will be good as the 3 worlds to me." So he just asked for 3 steps of land. So we can understand if somebody is asking, just give me 5 rupees. Or if you have 100 rupees, he asks only for 1 rupee. Then you may not even mind 1 rupee, why not take? So that's how Vaman Dev asked. And Bali Maharaj actually said, "Are you sure? I can give you so much. You're asking me only for 3 steps of land?" So anyways, Bali Maharaj was making up his mind. Okay, he asked for 3 steps of land. He is a brahmachari and I should do that. So when he was making up his mind, his spiritual master cautioned him. His spiritual master, Shukracharya, understood, oh, he is not an normal brahmachari. He is Vishnu himself, who has come in the disguise of a brahmachari, and he has come asking charity. And because Bali Maharaj has conquered over the heavens, so Vishnu has come to recover the heavens as a charity from Bali Maharaj, and therefore it will go against the Daitya's plans. So this is what Shukracharya understood, and immediately gave that counsel to Bali Maharaj. But Bali Maharaj had by that time already promised. So Bali Maharaj also thought about this. Okay, I have given my promise, and if I don't fulfill this promise, then I will be called a liar. And lying is such a sin. It is said that the earth does not want to bear the burden of a liar. So this is what Bali Maharaj was thinking, and he was saying that I cannot fail to honor my promise to this brahmachari. It is not proper. So, and then Bali Maharaj was thinking that even if there is a problem in this charity, if he is Vishnu, if he takes away everything from me and he arrests me, then also I will not envy him, because he was a great devotee. So all this calculation Bali Maharaj did. It is not that Bali Maharaj gave this charity in ignorance. He understood everything, and with that understanding, consciously, intentionally, he gave this charity, went ahead with this charity to Vaman Dev. And of course, Vaman Dev's objective was that the moment Bali Maharaj said yes, and then Vaman Dev, from a small brahmachari, he suddenly expanded. And he expanded and expanded and expanded, and in one step he covered planets till Earth. Second, the leg stretched and it reached the shell of the universe. It went beyond Brahmaloka and it hit the shell of the universe. And when that happened, then the celestial waters from outside the universe, it came into this universe. That is the celestial Ganga. And when that water entered, it touched the feet of Vaman Dev, and therefore Ganga ji is not different from Charnamrit. Ganga is actually Charnamrit of Vaman Dev. So it's a very the most sacred river and holiest of all rivers. So 2 steps were taken, and there was no place in this entire universe where Vaman Dev could take the 3rd step. So he asked Bali Maharaj, what to do? Where do I keep my 3rd step? And when he could not offer anything, Bali Maharaj was arrested. So if you think, he was, while understanding, serving the Lord, the devotee is getting arrested by the Lord for doing Lord service. So why was Bali Maharaj arrested? So we need to understand that Bali Maharaj was arrested for not fulfilling his promise, but the underlying reason was that this will glorify Bali Maharaj. And that's how Bali Maharaj entered the pages of Bhagavatam, and we glorify him even after millions and billions of years. We glorify Bali Maharaj. So Vamandev took his hand and he asked him, "Oh sinless one, I have covered the whole earth in one step and the heavenly planets with the second. Now where shall I place my foot to measure the third step, the land you promised me?" So after that, Bali Maharaj said, he bowed down in all humility and offered, "Oh Lord, you can place your third step on my head." So when Bali Maharaj said this, Lord was very, very pleased. Lord was very pleased. Lord was pleased that even his spiritual master was discouraging him. Spiritual master told the truth that whatever you have, you stand to lose. Can we just take a moment and understand that Daityaraj Bali had everything in the universe. He ruled the entire universe. And it is not that after giving charity he realized. Before giving charity, he was told by his spiritual master that you will lose everything. In fact, Shukracharya cursed him that you lose everything. Even in that situation, he was willing, he was determined, and he had that integrity that I will not break the principles of dharma and I will serve the Lord. So, Bali Maharaj gave everything. Atma Nivedanam. He surrendered everything, including his soul, to the Supreme Lord. So, Lord accepted it, his humility and his determination and integrity to keep his promise, and Lord was very, very pleased. And Lord personally glorified him. And how did Lord glorify him? He said, "For you, I have a special place." So, Lord took him, pushed him down to Sutala Loka. And it is said that Sutala Loka, although it is lower planetary system, it is better than heavenly planets. So that is the place that Lord Vamandev gave him. And he said, "Because of your devotion to me, I will become your doorman. I will personally serve you." And the Ekadashi we just went by, yesterday's Ekadashi, so it is explained that how on this particular Ekadashi, Bali Maharaj established the deity of Vamandev in his home, in his palace, and he started worshipping him. So this is in a very short way the pastime, the great pastime of appearance of Vamandev and his loving dealings with Bali Maharaj, where his devotee was apparently punished and simultaneously glorified. Right, so it's a very interesting pastime, and with that, thank you very much, and happy Vaman Dwadashi. If you have any